Hi everybody. So you are getting ready to write an ACE response for Gilgamesh. There's a few things I want you to know before you start doing your first academic writing piece for the 10th grade. A couple of things that we're looking for with your academic writing. A, do not use dead words. So dead words, and I'm giving you a little list here. There are a few more, but these are the ones we can focus on for this paper. Do not use the words that, things, a lot, it, stuff, this quote, this paragraph. You're going to replace these words with different words. Most of the time you can take the word that directly out of the sentence and it's not necessary. It's a filler word. Words like it and things should be replaced with whatever it is or whatever the things are. And then you never need to say this quote or this paragraph is going to tell you, because we know that whenever you write it. So these are some dead words you're going to avoid using in your paper. The next thing you cannot use in your academic writing are personal pronouns. You cannot use the words I, we, us, you, me. Cannot use those. The next thing that you cannot use are contractions. Contractions are words like don't, and instead of don't, you should write do not. Or can't, cannot. It's, it is. Well, you won't use that one because you're not going to use the word it. So no contractions. Instead, we're going to spell the words out. Next, you're going to be writing incomplete sentences. So when you're done, you're going to check your paper to make sure that everything has been written in a complete sentence, a complete thought with a subject and a verb and flowing ideas. Also, you're going to make sure that you capitalize proper nouns in the beginning of sentences. So for this paper, you may want to write Gilgamesh's name or Utnapishtim's name. When you do that, those are proper nouns. So you need to make sure wherever their names are within a sentence, they are capitalized. You also want to make sure you capitalize the names of places. So Uruk, for example, if you're going to tell me that Gilgamesh is from Uruk, you would capitalize Uruk. You want to make sure that you are spelling words correctly. You have Grammarly that you can add to your computer. See, I added it as an extension on mine up here. You also just have spell check that you can use right here. I'm circling that so you can see it. Spell check. When you're done, you want to make sure that you have correct spelling. Finally, and this is really difficult to do, you want to make sure that you are always writing in the present tense, not past tense. Okay? The story is always happening, so you need to think about it like that. So if the story is always happening, then the things are in present tense that we're writing about. So what's your prompt for this paper? Your prompt for this paper is Gilgamesh a true hero? I want you to consider the definition we gave you of an epic hero. When you think about that definition, does Gilgamesh fit the definition of an epic hero? Consider the story that we just read. Consider how you can support your idea. So maybe you just don't want him to be a hero. That's fine, but you have to support that with some evidence from the story. So let me read what it tells you here. Argument A. Must formulate an answer to the argument based on the central question. Think of this as your thesis statement or topic sentence for this paragraph. It must be specific, narrow, significant, and you must be able to support it with evidence from the source documents. Here, you should also provide some information about your topic. In this case, you should write a few sentences about what an epic hero is and who Gilgamesh is. Give us a little background. After your background, you will write your answer to the prompt, the thesis or topic sentence. You should have a little background at the beginning about epic heroes and Gilgamesh. So, how will we do the argument piece, this A box? In the blue box where you're writing right here, you're going to tell me a little bit about Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is a person from this time period, from this place. He decided to go on a journey. Tell me maybe why he went on the journey, and then bring it on down and say Gilgamesh is a true hero or Gilgamesh is not a true hero. That's what's going to stop this box. So in this box, you'll probably have 3 to 4 sentences. But the final sentence in this blue box is going to be you telling me if Gilgamesh is a hero or not. The next part is the C, cite evidence. Here's where you're citing your evidence that supports your argument. Remember, your evidence must follow the rules of SRFI, specific, relevant, factual information. The evidence should be something from the text and must support your argument. You have to provide context and lead into each quote. You cannot drop quotes. Let me tell you what that means. What that means is if you've decided that Gilgamesh is a hero, you're going to find a specific example from the story that we read that supports why you think he is a hero. Before you put the quote here, because you're going to put the quote here in quotation marks, right? Before you put that quote in front of it, you're going to have to tell me what is happening in the story. So, Gilgamesh is on a journey, and one evening he finds himself surrounded by lions. And then you're going to tell me whatever it is he did. Right? This is a way to lead into a quote. So I'm providing some context. I understand what is happening just before I get to whatever the quote is that I'm going to use. It's really important that you do that. So in this box for evidence 1, you are not just putting a quote. You are explaining the situation surrounding the quote first and then supplying the quote. After that, you're moving down to your E box, explain. This is where you're going to explain the quote and why or how it supports your topic. How or why it supports your decision. Was Gilgamesh a hero? So how does this evidence support Gilgamesh being a hero or not being a hero? Think of this part of your paragraph as your because statement. This is your analysis. This is where you are proving your claim, and this is the most important part of the paragraph. This will be 2 to 4 sentences. This will be your analysis, your explanation. Why? Why is what you're saying true? Finally, you will conclude, you will wrap it all up with some sort of a statement that refers back to your argument. This can be a 1-sentence thing here. All right? Once you've gotten down here, you have done A in the blue, C in this orangey color, E in this pink color, and your conclusion in this very light blue color. So what you do now is you're going to take everything from each of those boxes and you're going to paste them all into this single box. This is one paragraph. I know that the outline had you put it in 4 separate boxes. Now you're taking each of those 4 and you're combining them, okay? This will be no less than 8 sentences. Probably it will be longer if you've provided enough detail. The outline is in order, so all you need to do is copy and paste and put it into this box right here. Once you have it in this box, I would like to ask you to double space it. So what you'll do is you'll highlight everything in the box, you'll come up here to this, and you'll go double. And what it will do is it will space everything out into double space like that. You're not done yet. You've written everything, you've copied it, you've pasted it into this box. We're on the final steps. Final step, use search to get rid of any dead words. Remember those dead words we talked about at the top? Here they are again. It, things, that, this quote, a lot, stuff. I added good, bad. Let's get rid of those. Contractions. Make sure you do not have any contractions. This is an easy slip up. make sure you do not have any personal pronouns in your paper. If you said, I think, you know, we, us, get rid of it. You cannot have that in your paper. So you need to go back and change that. That will get you lots of points off. Double check your capitalization. Did you capitalize proper nouns, people's names, places? Did you capitalize the beginning of sentences? Do you have ending punctuation? Are you in present tense? And did you use Grammarly? After you've checked it yourself, I highly suggest that you listen to your paragraph. Not you reading it, though, because you're going to say what you think it should say. Here's a link to a really great Google extension. This is what it is. It looks like this up here when you click on it. And what it does is you can highlight.
Statement, wrap it all up with a statement.
See how it does? So what happens is you highlight anything in your text, and then you click that play button, and it will read it to you. This way, the computer is reading it to you. You can hear if there were words that you made a mistake with. That's a really good step. All right? So you've written your paper, you've pasted it all into this box, you've double spaced it, you've gone through this editing checklist and made sure that you've taken all the things out you shouldn't have. You're going to look at this rubric and see how you think you did, because that's how I'm going to grade it. And then you will click Submit.